All right, so reef tank day 5. This is kind of the boring part of reef keeping. It's been a while, but we're doing some testing. I'm using the API saltwater master test kit. And since we're cycling, of course, we're doing the ammonia nitrite and nitrate tests. I've been testing every day for the past, I think, 4 days. My ammonia looks like 0.5. And the highest that it got to this point was 1.0. That was on the first day of the cycle. My nitrite, to me, looks like a 2.0, although it could be a 5.0, which is good. And yesterday my nitrates were 20, and today they look 40. It was a lot lighter yesterday. And the cycle is progressing. I'm using Microbacter 7, and following the instructions for a new aquarium, which is one catful per day. And I have some progress in the cycle, but I'm hoping in the next few days it'll be done. Like I said, the ammonia was at 1, and now it's gone to 0.5. Nitrite has gone to 2, and nitrate is 2 to 4, so it's progressing. I'm hoping maybe the next few days it'll be done, and I'll continue to show 0 ammonia and 0 nitrite, because I really want to start adding corals, some starter corals. This is pretty neat stuff. I used some Biospira also when I set up the tank, just because I felt more comfortable with that than this, since I've used Biospira on almost every tank I think that I've set up. I used it on the 40, the 20 long, the 20 long, the 40, and then the 8-gallon shallow reef. And those all worked really well. But yeah, I'm excited. It's funny, there's things that in this hobby that I haven't done in a long time that feel very natural. And the first was aquascaping. The weight of the rock and the texture and the density, it's very familiar if you haven't touched dry or live rock for a long time. So that was neat. The feeling of salt water on your hands when it dries, it's also a very specific feeling. And it's one that I don't know that I missed. I don't go swimming in the ocean ever, and there's too many sharks, but I don't do that. So that feeling is interesting. Starting a siphon was another one. When Marcelo was here a few days ago, he had brought me a bunch of fresh water for a top off, and I siphoned some into a smaller container that's easier to lift. That was a very specific thing that I hadn't done in a long time, and came right back to me. So the cycle's going well. As far as the tank goes, it's just kind of meh. Nothing too exciting, but I did have to change out the heater. I was using an Aqueon 50 watt Pro, and I changed to 100 watt Pro. I was having too much trouble keeping the temperature above around 78. I had about 17 gallons of water, so upgraded to 100 watt Aqueon Pro. And I have some stuff coming from Amazon today, so I will take a video of that. I think it's a refractometer and a few other things. So in the last video I mentioned I upgraded to a 100 watt Aqueon Pro, and I'll be frank, I think this thing is kind of a piece of garbage. I had the temperature set almost to 80 degrees, and this has a red LED that indicates when the thermometer is on. Wow, when the heater is on, when the heater is on. And I woke up this morning and the indicator was off, which you would expect. The house has been the same temperature all night, so the heater probably didn't have that much to do overnight. And I checked my tank, and the temperature was almost 70 degrees. So this thing is out of the tank. I gotta call Aqueon and see what they say about it. We're still in the cycle, but this could have been a huge thing had the tank been stocked with a ton of different corals and fish and inverts. This could have absolutely destroyed my tank. So I don't know if I just got a dud, but the 50 watt that I got didn't heat the water to the advertised temperature, which was a little under 4 degrees over room temperature. And this 100 watt seems to have failed. And it's weird because I would plug it in and it would work for a minute, and then it would think that it hit temperature, so it would turn off. And you know, it's in a high flow area where the power head is at, and nothing, you know, there was no indication that it was at the proper temperature. Unplugged it, plugged it back in, it would shoot back on for a minute and then turn back off. So I don't know. For now, I think I'm just gonna stay with the glass Aqueon heater that my buddy Francis gave me, and hopefully we'll figure out what's going on with this. Here's that 100 watt Aqueon. You can see it's been on solid for the last 30 minutes trying to get everything back up to temperature. And yeah, this thing is a lifesaver. And I've used Aqueon heaters my entire time as a reef keeper, and I just don't know what's going on, but we got this one working. It's at 78 degrees. Hopefully we're gonna go out to breakfast. Hopefully when I come back we'll have some good news on the tank temperature, so stay tuned for the next update. Right, so here's my Amazon haul. I ended up picking up a refractometer, a digital thermometer, which I didn't know I was going to need as much now that the heater failed. And eventually I may want to run a refugium in my AquaClear 70, so I also picked up a waterproof LED light. And yeah, I've heard some pretty good things about this light. So this is what I've gotten, and we're going to see what the digital thermometer says with the new thermometer that we put on. I did also pick up a replacement for the one in the last video. It's been a few hours since that last video. Petco had the same heater in stock, the newer version of it, and I picked that up, so hopefully it will work well. And you know, the old one had a little bit of humidity inside the heater coil that I noticed after the video from earlier, and I just wanted to replace that as soon as possible. So lots of heater issues so far with this tank. Hopefully that's not going to be the theme of this reef. But yeah, so a few little pieces of equipment that are going to make my life a little bit easier. So let's get this put on the tank and we'll see what the temperature is. All right, so we're looking pretty good. We got 77 degrees. We're slowly heating this tank back up. I also have the Fuge light installed on the AquaClear, and I need to, this plasti dipped, but I need to paint this black. There's a little bit, you know, obviously there's light coming through and it's a little unsightly, so we'll get that touched up for sure. And I also moved the power strip. It used to be right here underneath the AquaClear, like directly underneath it, and I moved that about a foot to the center of the tank in case this overflows. It won't get water on the AquaClear. But yeah, pretty jam-packed episode. We also did upgrade the lighting. I'm not sure what I've mentioned on YouTube, but we also upgraded to an AI Prime and the standard version. We'll talk about that next episode. I feel like this one's already kind of, not episode, but next update. I feel like this video is already kind of long with all this drama that's happened today. But yeah, so new light, new heater, a Fuge upgrade, tons of new stuff on the reef tank, and we are still going strong with our cycle. So thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. I'll catch you guys in a few days.